There are a lot of mistakes you can make in portraits, in anything in general, but I'm here to specifically give you a certain wide angle mistake, how you can kind of play with it, that a lot of people tend to do. It's a very, very common mistake for wide angle portraits. Okay, great, you have a 70-200 lens, but should you always use something above 70 millimeters? Is it impossible to use a wide angle lens like a 16 millimeter, 10 millimeter, or fisheye, 24 millimeter, etc. for a portrait? Well, this kind of quick tip is to tell you that 24 millimeters and all that kind of stuff does not look good in a wide angle. And I'm going to show you why, but I'm going to go out of focus. So here I go, I'm going to get very, very personal with you. So when you're like this is at 24 millimeters, you see that kind of distortion, the way it goes, it's just the way it looks. So when you're close, it just doesn't look good. And that's because of the wide angle. You're not getting the right view that you need for a portrait. That's why it's usually suggested to be above 50 millimeters because it's more realistic, it looks better. I made a video probably about a year and a half ago describing how focal length affects the face. That when you get above 50 millimeters, 70 millimeters, 85, 100, 150 millimeters is probably the best range you can make. So I really wanted to give you that quick tip that using wide angle for portraits, especially headshots, it just does not work well because a lot of people, viewing this now are new viewers I didn't have back then. And I really think it would help out a lot of people because I get questions all the time in email saying, oh, can I use a 24 millimeter, a 16, a 35 millimeter lens for portraits, for headshots? And my honest opinion is no, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't give a good representation of what you should look like. So use your 24 to 70 millimeter lenses at 50 millimeters, 70 millimeters. Use your prime lenses. Use your 50 millimeter 1.4s. You're going to hear varying things about that, but I sometimes use a 60 millimeter macro and it works perfect. So one huge thing, do not use wide angles at the widest angle to do portraits and headshots. It just doesn't look right. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments below. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye. Thank you for taking the time to watch this quick video. Just want to give you that quick tip to put down a couple questions that I keep getting probably at least a few times every month. Not every day, but every month. So once again, if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comments below. If you guys want to follow the links on the side of the screen, if you guys want to talk, interact, I'm always pretty social, always pretty interactive. And as always, keep an eye out, and you know what? Watch wide angles. They're not always the best.